Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this episode of Dan and Brandon Present the Underground News. How's your day going, Brandon?
Doing amazing. How's yours today?
Oh, owning your own business, man. Lots of signings, lots of record keeping stuff I did not foresee.
Lots of taxes too on top of that, huh?
Well, yeah, the Democrats aren't making it any easier, that's for sure.
No.
But a smart man knows how to get around those taxes. That's why I got an accountant.
There you go.
Yeah, because some black people do have accountants, but freaking Joe, man, freaking Joe. So, speaking of businesses, what we have here today, and me and Brandon have been talking about this.
Yep.
Is if you'll watch what's going on with the Democrat Party, and we're going to show the perfect video for you. And there's a few more examples, and we're going to go over those today. So here's your vice president, Kamala Harris. Here's what she thinks American companies should do with American jobs. Let me hit play for you.
Today, we are launching our call to action for businesses to invest in the Northern Triangle. And that is one of the specific reasons.
Brandon, what do you think she means by invest?
We're definitely investing in American jobs or American incomes. Haven't seen any of that happen lately, so it must be investing in someone else's income and someone else's jobs.
Wonder how many American jobs are going to leave. Let's hear the rest of what Vice President Harris. Which might I add, I'm going to say this I'm going to take up for her, Brandon. She's the best non-black woman of color vice president this country's ever had.
I tend to agree. To join
us today. And so this focus includes digital inclusion, everything from digital inclusion to workforce development. I believe that the businesses, in particular our private business sector, have a very significant role to play, as we all know, in creating jobs and promoting economic opportunity and in long-term development. I am proud that we have companies already in the United States who have committed to act. We have MasterCard,
I'm scared.
Partner across sectors to bring 5
She's a
million
clown
people in the region into the digital economy.
Definitely not good at public speaking.
Small businesses.
No.
This is a commitment that's already been made.
She's good at putting her legs in the air, though.
To report that Microsoft
So was Biden.
for up to 3 million people in the region in the next year. I'm pleased to report that Nespresso will expand coffee sourcing activities in Guatemala and start in Honduras and El Salvador, supporting local communities and farming communities with a minimum of.
I can't listen to this anymore. I'm gonna hit pause. Do you mind, Brandon?
Go
I'm
ahead,
gonna kill this.
Yeah, that's wonderful stuff right there. Feel warm.
Isn't it great?
Inside. It is. All warm and cozy inside.
He's building up South America while we have a record number of homeless here in the United States.
Well, they only have record number of homeless in Democrat cities.
Yeah, that is true. So they're only hurting themselves. So the other day, my starter died. So I called AAA, right?
Yeah.
The guy comes out, tests my battery. It wasn't the battery, it's the starter. I knew it when I heard that single click, because the battery gives you multiple clicks. The starter gives you that single one.
Yep. Been there.
And he was a 3%er, and we started talking. And he was saying the same thing we're always saying. And now you look, and she's creating jobs in other countries. Brandon, let me ask you a question. Remember at the beginning of this is why I first started gaining respect for Donald Trump, because like I said, I didn't vote for him the first time. When Ford said, hey, we're going to build this humongous plant and create hundreds of thousands of jobs in Mexico and bring billions of dollars to Mexico, what did Trump do?
He cut him off. Told him, we're going to cut your, what he said, it was going to end up tariffing him, charging him money.
So what do you think as an American worker about what Kamala Harris is saying?
Well, especially if I was a union member, I'd be like, why are they sending my work across the seas? We're sending our tax dollars, or not just tax dollars, but union dues to them, and they're cutting off our jobs, kind of like the pipeline guys.
Oh yeah, huh?
Yeah.
The Keystone Pipeline.
Yeah.
Did you see what Biden's secretary came out and said today?
Oh
Secretary
yeah, that putting it on a rail car is not as efficient as putting it on a pipeline.
after he killed thousands of American jobs.
Yeah.
Put people out of work day one.
It's because Warren Buffett owns the train lines up north.
Speak on that. Yeah, I heard something about that.
Yeah, well, Warren Buffett owns a lot of the railways up north, and those railways transport lots and lots of oil and petroleum to different areas. And if the pipeline got completed, that would basically put those trains out of business, or at least that portion of it. And Warren Buffett would have millions of dollars that he would lose. And Warren Buffett gave Biden's campaign a very, very nice amount of contribution.
I think it was $20 million or something like that.
It was a lot of money. I'm not sure how much it was, but
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
he made sure that Biden had a nice little paycheck to help him win the election. And then right afterwards, they cut off what would have cut off Warren Buffett's business.
Yeah, I still don't think Biden won the election. But I just,
No.
I cannot believe, I can't take people saying this about our dear President Biden, that he's in this for the money. You know,
No.
I mean, it's not
He's
like
stolen
he's
so
ever
much
given
money,
his
so
son
why
or
does
his
he need
brother
more?
money. It's not like they've ever benefited from him being, when he was vice president.
No, not at all. No. Neither has his son. Well, over in foreign countries, and yeah.
Oh, it's insane. And then you have, and it's not just Biden. See, here's the key part. It's all the Democrats. AOC, remember when she killed when Amazon was going to move to New York City?
Oh yeah. Well, she, for a $4 million cut, she pushed it away, and they ended up losing something like
4 billion, 25,000 jobs,
yeah.
112 billion in money activity.
Yeah, the 4 billion was just job revenue.
Yeah, just that's just the job revenue.
Yeah. She just nope, we don't want to hear blah 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 blah. And like what I think they said, I can't remember. It was like 250 of those jobs were over $200,000. It was big, high paying jobs, and because Amazon wouldn't cut them a check for 4 million or whatever, they said no, thank you.
That's insane. And then she celebrated it.
She did. Oh yeah. She celebrated. Oh, I was watching on the thing today because she was talking about how she knew what she was doing when she canceled it, and the reporter was like, you know what? That's almost a worse option. We'd almost rather her be dumb and make a bad decision than to willfully kill this many jobs and this much income and revenue for the area. It's not even her area. That's not her area.
Yeah, it's not even her district. Isn't that a kick in the nuts?
Yeah.
Could you imagine if a representative from another district killed a job you might have gotten?
Yeah, she's just gonna reach over and stab you in the neck.
Yeah.
Oh, you think
That's basically what she did.
No, you're not. You're not gonna get ahead. We're gonna take it back.
Oh, and it's crazy. And the problem is Democrats still think Democrats are for the American worker. They're not.
No, they're not. They used to be.
They used to be back in the day, but they're completely anti-union.
No, Republican is actually more the way Democrats used to be than Democrats are.
It's like the parties are switched, brother.
Yeah, it has. Well, it's switched again.
That's true.
Switched again. I mean, the Democrats were the party of slavery. I mean, they still are. I mean, that hasn't changed. They just do it in a different way.
Which reminds me of something that I saw today. I've seen it several times today. Did you see the black representative who was not allowed into the black conservative
Caucus?
or
Yeah.
black the black whatever
The Black Caucus.
Yeah,
Because he's
he supported
Republican.
Trump.
Yeah.
Did you see him on CNN? I was proud of him. He was like, just because I'm a Black American doesn't mean I don't have the right to support who I want to support. We don't all think alike. It's like,
Right.
put her in
Think you
check.
But don't let the Democrats think that. Oh my goodness.
Well, you know how the Democrats roll. If you're Black and you can pronounce syllables, or you know how to do basic math, or you know how to Google an accountant or an attorney, then you're not really Black. Joe Biden has said it. They say it over and over and over again.
Well, they say if a Black man doesn't need the white Democrat to save them, then they're not a Black man.
I'm glad you said that. You know what? Malcolm X spoke on that.
Well,
He
did
spoke eloquently on that, which is so funny.
Genius.
Oh, which is so funny because when LeBron was running around with the Malcolm X autobiography, it's like he didn't read that because if he did, he would not be Democrat.
No, he wouldn't.
No,
he would not.
It's mind blowing.
Neither Malcolm X nor Martin Luther King were Democrat. They were both Republican.
That's what people don't get. And now, if you're not a Democrat and you're Black, you're a white supremacist.
Yep, you're racist.
Yeah. But you know what, though? Since I've started going to the Klan meetings, they have good snacks, brother. Good.
Well, it's quite interesting seeing a bunch of Black people be called white supremacists.
Yours truly right here. It's happened to me.
I mean, it's like, okay. So, yeah.
No, it's gotten to the point the country's all jumbled. And the main problem is what we're not looking at. They have everybody fired up in emotions with race. But if you look at how many jobs Biden and Harris, AOC, Ilhan Omar, Presley, Elizabeth Warren, if you look at how many jobs they want to ship out the country, that you're literally destroying the middle class in America.
Well, they don't want a middle class.
They don't want it at all.
Middle class thinks for themselves.
Very true.
They want the rich man to give handouts, not handouts. They want to act like the rich man is giving to the poor. They don't want people that can work and earn and take care of their own family by themselves.
And that's exactly what it boils down to. Exactly. Yeah. They want you beholden to them because then you're dependent on them.
Yes. Yep. Dependent people are willing to do whatever you say people.
Well, I'll tell you, this probably also explains why they're going after the Second Amendment.
Of course.
And if you can look back before Trump first got elected, when Hillary Clinton started talking about the flyover states. Well, you notice those were all, how do I say it?
They were proud gun owners.
Proud gun owners,
proud
country
Americans.
people, proud Americans, right?
They'd go fight and die for the country in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat, they can kill their own food. They can grow their own gardens. They're self-sustaining, and Democrats hate self-sustaining people. So I think their plot with sending all these jobs, because Harris and AOC and Biden aren't the only ones to do this.
No, they're not.
I think their plan with sending all these jobs out of country is to destroy the middle class.
It is.
Because getting rid of that.
The blue collar jobs.
The blue collar jobs, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't want them anymore. Because you got to look. It doesn't matter if you work construction. It doesn't matter what you work. Everybody's dependent on the people who are skilled in trades. Whether that trade be truck driving, bricklaying, repairing roads, we have to have those skills. And if you're sending all those out.
Well, you're not going to get a plumber that's going to wire his own house with electricity.
Oh, I love that. Say that again. I love it.
I'm just saying you're not going to get a plumber that's going to wire his own house with electricity. they're both very well skilled. They're both journeymen, but they're completely different jobs. They're skills. You're not going to have a prostate doctor give you open heart surgery. You know, I mean,
Well, I guess it depends on how long his arms are, but
all things are possible nowadays. But I
Right.
mean, you know, everybody's specialized in the field. There's specialty for a reason.
well, yeah, and I think that's what I used to think it's they're not getting it. Now I'm thinking, no, this is purposeful.
It is
They
purposeful.
are purposeful destroying the middle class. The
Yes.
middle class affects everything. The tradesmen affect everything. Remember during COVID, and during the protests, when the truckers refused to go into certain cities, what happened? Shortages.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course.
They couldn't get food.
If the truck shut down, the stores run out within 3 days.
Yeah. And it's think about it. What's more important? What is more important? A PhD psychologist or a plumber when your toilet's broken? The psychologist can tell you why you feel bad about your plumber or about your toilet being broken. The plumber can actually fix your toilet.
I was gonna say they both know a lot about shit, but only one's gonna fucking fix it.
See, if I known you were going to come with that, I'd have said politician.
There you go. You know, both get together.
But yeah, it's like we got all these people, man, and they're American hating. And I'm telling you, I don't think I used to just think they were dumb, but they couldn't get to the positions they are by being dumb. Well,
No, they're not dumb.
so they have a plan.
Well, of
So
course.
go ahead.
Well, just saying, okay. So the Democrats thrive off of chaos. If there's not chaos, if there's not disorder, if there's not instability, the Democrats have nothing to step on. They have nothing to promote. The Republicans are like, hey, you know what? You got good jobs, you got good this, you got that. You're self-sustainable. You're good to go. Democrats are like, no, you need us because the world's falling apart, and if you don't come vote for us, you're gonna die, or your whole world's gonna come apart, and that's the difference.
Climate change is going to kill everybody in 9 years, Brandon. That was
I know.
6 years ago.
Something like that. Well, even longer, probably.
Well, yeah, it's ridiculous. It's yeah, because I think Greta Thunberg started that shit when she was what 10.
Wasn't it Al Gore? No, it was somebody.
Well, I remember
it was
Greta
way back.
saying it.
It was way back. It was like
Yeah,
Al
now
Gore.
she's an adult now,
Wow,
so time flies, right?
it does.
But it's their mentor, Rahm Emanuel, said exactly what you just said. He stated it as, "Let no good crisis go to waste," and that's what they do. See,
Yeah.
whenever there's a mass shooting, they flock to it.
Oh yeah, we had one here. Actually, we had two of them the last month, both in Miami, Democrat city, and both of them was like people shooting up an event, and it was clearly gang related, but it was, in the end, it was the gun loving Republicans, or at least that's what they said in the media. It was nothing to do with, no, these are just warring gang ties. And actually, one of the people that got shot and died was a correction officer, and they're like, now even law enforcement aren't protected from this gun.
You mean when law enforcement officers have been getting ambushed for what, the last over a year?
Well, longer than that. When that happened in Texas, remember in Texas, where the dude
Oh, yeah, in
started
Dallas.
capping him off. That was just a little bit ago, and then you had the New York cops that were in the car just chilling, and the guy just came up and blew them away in their cop car while they were just chilling.
That happened in Los Angeles too,
Yep.
which really makes me nervous because my nephew got his badge today. My little sister Sandra pinned my nephew William with his badge today, so he's a police officer now. Because in the Dawson family, we believe in law and order.
Yeah. Gotta have it.
Mainly in the terms of, if you mess with us, you're probably going to get shot. So don't do that. But
Cops believe that too.
well, yeah, and that's how it should be.
Yeah.
But they're systematically destroying the country. Systematically, it's not even a guess anymore. This is their agenda. And I think as conservatives, not even as conservatives, as Americans,
Americans, yeah.
we need to get more aggressive in fighting back against this. I'm telling you, Brendan, I think it might be a war in the streets.
It's more than that. It's more than that.
Well, it's good to see we're we're on the same page with that. But yeah, I'm telling you, it might be a war in the streets. It's just gotten out of control.
Yeah, it's gonna get bad before it gets better. If it gets better.
You know what? If you had said that probably 3 years ago, I'd have been like, no, Brandon, you're crazy. But no, brother, you're dead on.
Well, I mean, think about it right now. Okay, so conspiracy theory, whatever kind of thing, we're doing all these things for Russia and China, right? We're destabilizing our country. So you destabilize a country, a foreign adversary comes and attacks the country, and all of a sudden we have to change things because now this foreign adversary has come and taken over, and now it's not our fault we lost, it's the other country's fault that and we come to a treaty or something like that. You know what I mean? They take away our guns, our ability to fight, because no country can stand against us because what the Japanese said, there's
There's
a
a gun
rifle
behind every blade of grass.
Exactly.
Yep.
There's a rifle behind every blade of grass. They would never stand a chance. So how do you
But if you
stop
take
that?
those away, including the most effective rifle, the AR-15, hashtag protect the Second Amendment, then what chance would we really have against invasion?
Well, even if they just took that away, well, it's just getting worse and worse and worse because most people are they have stopped learning how to even handle a firearm. There's so many people nowadays they wouldn't even know how to go out there and shoot a 22 long rifle. They would have no idea.
Oh, let me plug. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're in Washington State or if you're available online, please make sure you go to KuchmanTactical.com. We now have online videos to teach you how to handle your firearm. KuchmanTactical.com. Okay, plug over.
There you go.
Kelly better pay us for that shit too.
Better. Yeah, we need some stuff, man. People need to be educated. They need to learn how to handle a firearm safely and accurately.
Effectively, yeah. That was even cops. So I was home. Did I tell you the story? So I was home and my nephew was going through his training and he was in his perfect timing. He was in his firearms stage, right? And he was trying to qualify. And so I'm sitting there watching him and I'm watching the way he's pulling the trigger and he's slapping the trigger. Slapping the trigger is when you pull from the very front and you try to break through the wall.
Yep.
And so I taught him how to shoot at the wall when you get to that, when you get to the point to where there's tension.
Yep, you feel the tension right there.
Yep. And then you slowly pull. Improved immediately, passed his firearms class, no problem. And it's the little things, in shooting. But you're right. As far as an overreaching nature, you have to know how to handle a firearm. Who's better at that than country boys? And I really think that's why they want to destroy the inner parts of America. Because if you look at America, besides for Texas, Florida, Louisiana, well, actually, yeah, that's the South. If you look at the East and West Coast, I hate to say it, I don't want to go on record and say it, Brandon. Stop me, Brandon. No, I'm going to. Stop me.
See what you got going on.
The West Coast and East Coast are full of a bunch of wussies that only shoot each other. And if America was invaded, would not stand up and fight and die for the American flag.
Look, you're forgetting Chicago. They're right at the dead center.
Yeah, I hate Chicago.
They're right dead center, and yeah.
I don't like cold weather.
There's more. There's like 4,000, 5,000 people being killed there every year, and for nothing. So.
Well, and even this year, their crime record spiked thanks to oh my gosh.
Mayor?
Yeah, she looks like a goblin. What's her name?
I can't remember, but yeah. It looks like one of those the fish with the big bulgy eyes.
Yes. Oh my God.
Let me look it up. Real quick. Who's the mayor of Chicago?
There you go. Lori Lightfoot.
Yeah, Lori Lightfoot. Lightfoot.
She didn't even look like an Indian. How did her name get to be Lightfoot?
We all get to be anything we want to be nowadays.
Oh, that is true.
Anything you want to be. Think
You know what I
elephant.
learned today?
What's that?
I did not know this, and I'd always wondered about it. Non-binary.
Non-binary. Sounds like a non-binary. Binary is zeros and ones. So they're neither zero or
Now
one.
think sexuality, male, female.
Yeah, you don't have a penis or a vagina. You're
Yeah, it's
not
like
male or female.
you're not either sex. I'm like, how is
No,
that?
Slugs are that way.
Really?
The banana slug. They could be male or female depending on what they want to be. They if there's not enough females, they'll become males, and males will become females if there's not enough. The banana slug. Look it up.
I got an announcement. Now tell me if you agree with this, Brandon. Here on the Dan and Brandon Present the Underground News, we have a term for non-binary. It is called slugs.
Slugs. Yes.
So we refer to
Banana
them
slugs.
from now on as slugs.
Yes. Yes. I think that works. I mean, slugs are that way. They can go either way.
You know we're never getting monetized at this point, right?
You know, we'll just have to make money other ways. I'll go sell myself on a corner or something. It'll be all right.
Well, see, that's the thing, right? That's why people who depend on the social media money, which we don't,
No.
you know,
nobody-
we just come on and we speak our minds, but they don't have the ability to speak their mind.
No, they can't. They get cut off.
Like, take for instance, right? I make no money from YouTube. If I want to come out and say critical race theory is the stupidest shit I ever heard, and it's actually freaking racist, I can say that because I'm not gonna. It's not gonna matter to me. But I'm speaking my mind, and it allows me to maybe vent a little, because critical race theory is stupid. Non-binary is stupid. When you
Everything that's
have
happened in the last 10 years is stupid.
the
Do you remember when we used to be able to hate each other? People could hate anybody for no apparent reason. You just hate each other. And it was okay. It was accepted. You know what? I don't have to like you. You don't have to like me. Fuck you. Fuck me. And okay, we're going on our business. I'm not going to cry about it in the street.
no, they don't do that anymore, Brandon.
No.
No. It's like, oh my God. Not only is it's not even on a personal level, it's the fucked up thing, right? It's not
Yeah.
even on a personal level. It's like, you don't agree with my politics? Oh my God, I hate you. It's like, man, get a grip.
Yeah, back in the day, you just didn't even talk about politics. That was as private as the bedroom. You know, back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't talk about politics. You didn't talk about finances. You didn't talk about nothing. That was skeletons in the closet that you didn't talk about. That was
Oh, now
family.
it's all front and center, man.
Yeah, well,
It's front and center.
exactly.
But no, yeah, you're absolutely right. You didn't talk about that stuff.
Yeah, that was family business. You don't talk about family business to other people.
I was in this when I was getting my degree in social services mental health, which was a complete fucking waste.
You
But
learn what didn't work.
no, right? Yeah, that was a waste. The we had a discussion in group one day, and it was one of these. Back then, I didn't know what they were, because this is when the liberals were first coming on the forefront,
Okay.
and so you didn't see them coming. And he goes, "Do you discuss what goes on in the home?" Man, I'm from the South. You keep your mouth shut about what's happening in your house, because
Yeah.
they'll have all that shit all down the block.
Exactly.
And I said no. And the instructor is like, "No, because that's a form of child abuse." I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
A form of child abuse.
Brandon, I dropped the class. I never finished my bachelor's in that course.
Form of child abuse.
Form of child abuse, right? Like, shut your fucking mouth about what goes on in this house.
Yeah, no. Well, that's the thing. If a child needs to learn, he's part of that family unit, and the family sticks together, and the family tells everybody else to fuck off.
Thank you. Because at the end of the day, nobody's going to have your back like family.
You hope.
Which brings us back to actually what we were talking about. The American family.
Yes.
The American family. We have people trying to destroy the American family. I assume they're distant cousins or whatever, but they are actively, not by accident. We all have that stupid cousin, that stupid relative. We all do.
Yes, of course we do.
Yeah, who does stupid shit? I know you have one. I have several.
I got a couple. I got a few. Yeah. No, no hiding that.
But the thing about family is if you're just stupid, we tend to forgive you.
Yeah, yeah, because you can't help being stupid.
Yeah. But if you're actively trying to destroy the family, we'll go harder on you than we would a stranger.
Oh, you better believe it, because you're a traitor. No one likes a traitor. A traitor is worse than anything else. Well, here's the thing. Like, I know, I think it was, I don't know which one of the terrorists it was, but they talked about the best way of toppling America was by infiltrating the government and tearing it down from the inside out. It was one of those, they had a quote of it. I can't remember. It was years ago, but it was, that was their way of doing it. They were going to infiltrate the government, become part of it, and then use our own laws and stuff against us. That was like Bush era times. That was a while ago.
Well, if you look, it's worked. We have known terrorists, right? Ilhan Omar.
Yep.
I'm not even going to say AOC. Presley, Muslim terrorist sympathizers who are now sitting in the U.S. Congress. The U.S. Congress. I'm telling you, brother, we're this close to rounds being fired.
Oh, I've heard that in a lot of places, and there's where did I hear that from? Yeah, there's a lot of talk about rounds being fired, and there was some guys who are talking about, I'm not saying we want rounds to be fired, but we're hearing rounds are going to be fired, and Homeland Security is checking them out. Like, the guys reporting that rounds are about to get fired as if they're the ones that are promoting the violence. So there's they know there's an uprising coming, and they're trying to squash anybody that talks about the uprising coming.
Well, and that's why they try to squash out groups like the 3%ers, the Proud Boys, groups like that.
Not
Proud
Antifa.
American groups. The guy that was
Yeah.
the 3%er who showed up to change my battery and at showing my 3%er flag and all that stuff, right?
Yep.
He said he drove down, him and his wife went on vacation just a couple of weeks before, and they were flying an American flag on their truck.
Okay.
And they got yelled at, cussed at. He had the finger pointed at him, he said several times. And then you see in the news, look, Brandon, you see in the news, what the one black woman say about, there were pickup trucks with American flags, and
acting like we own everything. We acting like we own the
country.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's the American effing flag.
Yeah, well, we do own this country. We're Americans. We own the country, not the government. The government don't own the country. Our citizens, the citizens own the country.
The government serves at the pleasure of the people. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, this government. We don't serve the government. The government serves us. This isn't China. This isn't Russia, like they would like to actually turn it into.
That's what they're working for.
If they are, and they're doing it by things like this, like sending jobs out of the United States, cutting down pipelines, telling Amazon you can't show up in a city or you're gonna. It's gotten to the point.
You got to cripple the middle class in order for their next steps to come forward.
Well, the good thing is the middle class people, I think, honestly, because we have this thing in Texas called Black Rednecks. That's us country boys.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think the rednecks, black or white or Asian, we have Asian rednecks. I learned that when I went home last month. I saw them for myself. I saw them with my own eyes, Brandon.
Asian redneck. That's awesome.
Asian rednecks, man. The rednecks are going to save the country, whether they're black, white, Asian, or in between. We have Mexican rednecks. I saw that too.
Oh yeah, I know quite a few Mexican rednecks. I know quite a few.
Yeah, right. It's like, but the rednecks are going to save the country if it can be saved. That's really my real worry now with everything going on. Because you got to look, we're not 2-3 years into the Biden presidency.
No, we're like 6 months, 4 months, 5 months.
6 months. You were right the first time.
6 months.
We're 6 months into his presidency, and this is what we're getting.
Yeah. Well, we knew this is what we were going to get.
Well, we knew. The problem is the
I knew
Tucks and Pearls people didn't know.
Shit. How many months did it, or how long did they say it'd be until we we had to go to war? Oh, anyway, she doesn't remember. I said within the first 4 years, Biden would be having us back in some war in no time. It would be within the first term. We'd be back at war with some other country.
Brandon, while you're speaking of war, do you realize the Chinese came out with a plan because we have 2 bases near China, Air Force bases, right?
Okay.
To wipe out those 2 bases immediately. So you know what the Air Force did? And this has happened in the last week. The Air Force started dispersing their planes.
Oh,
China has started, yes. China has started a nuclear weapons program to create more nuclear weapons. The United States has started getting missiles and weapons specific for the Pacific. It's hard to say, but that would be effective in the Pacific. The generals today overrode Biden, reinstituted small yield nuclear bombs.
Wow.
So you're very close. I think it's going to be a bigger war than anybody thinks, though. And then one of the Chinese ambassadors came out and said, we have to increase our nuclear arsenal in case we go to war with America if they investigate Wuhan.
I remember that.
Yeah, and so we're closer than anybody actually thinks we are to war. And when you have Biden and Harris and AOC and Ilhan Omar talking about how horrible the United States is, when you have all these liberals, I'm not even gonna say Democrats. Democrats and liberals are 2 different animals. When you have all of them systematically destroying the United States, what are you gonna do?
Well, it's just gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. There's gonna be a lot of there can be a lot of destruction. Gonna be a lot of, but the problem is we're gonna have a leadership that's not gonna be willing to fight back the way we need to fight back.
You know that's the crazy thing.
When Trump was in office, because Trump would be like, "Fuck you guys, or let's do this. We'll go punch for punch." Not Obama, I keep saying that. Biden is gonna be like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry."
I'm going back in my basement.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah, we got to have someone that the president needs to be a little scary. Not scary to us. He needs to be a little scary to someone else.
And that was the great thing about Trump.
Yeah.
Is he was so unpredictable. You never knew if he was going to shake your hand or send a nuke your way.
Yeah. Well, and he was honest about it too. He never lied about it. He was just like, "Hey, you know what? If you do this, we'll just wipe you off the face of the earth."
I remember him telling Kim Jong-un that.
Yeah.
Kim Jong-un was talking about sending missiles to the United States or to California, which honestly, if I was the president, I would have been like, do you need some extra fuel for those missiles? You want to make sure you hit the inland of California too.
Yeah, we're going to put a fence we're going to put a border wall around it.
Right.
Just don't mess up
give
the
it
wall.
to you. But no, when he started talking that crap, Trump was like, we could destroy North Korea in a matter of hours. And I'm like,
Yes.
that's what we needed.
Yes, we do.
And then Kim Jong-un invited him to North Korea, the first United States president since the Korean War to step foot into North Korea.
And they shook hands.
They shook hands because Kim Jong-un was afraid of him. Putin
hear,
kept his mouth shut. China didn't say anything because they were afraid of Donald because they didn't know.
Do you hear that Russia gave Iran a high resolution satellite camera?
I did not hear that.
Yeah, I just heard that today. Yeah, Russia gave Iran a high resolution satellite camera to be able to check things out down here.
So hold up. You mean Iran, the sponsors of Hamas,
Yes.
who are currently attacking Israel, who
Yes.
people like Ilhan Omar, Ayanna Presley, AOC, the squad, that whole group,
The whole squad. Yeah.
yeah, who want to cut funding to Israel to protect themselves.
Yep.
You mean the sponsors of that terrorist group gave Hamas, I'm not even gonna say Iran, I'm just gonna say Hamas, a high resolution camera. While back here in the United States, the squad is attacking not only Israel, but the United States.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I'm just trying to draw this together. Let me see. I think it's
Well,
kind
they
of purposeful.
can't. America can't blame Russia if it's Iran that attacks America.
Say it again.
America cannot blame Russia if it is Iran that attacks America.
Well, so at this point, right?
Yep.
With the president we have, there would not be a reaction if they did.
No, not at all.
We'd be sitting ducks. I don't think
What's
people
gonna
realize
happen-
the dangerous situation we're in with Biden.
We're something's going to happen. You had all those individuals coming across the bottom border, and I guarantee you, not all of them were from South America or Mexico. And
Well,
not
there
all
have
of
been
them-
reports on that about how far away they were from.
Yeah,
Iranians, they captured Pakistanis, they captured terrorists
yeah.
at the
They're
border down
here.
there.
They're already here in the country. I
Yeah.
guarantee you, quite a few of them made it through.
Well, the scary part is that people don't recognize the danger we've been put in.
No, they
So
don't.
and that's why I think I was actually thinking about this because it's a conservative leaning show. But really, conservatives already know what we know. So we're just regurgitating to them.
Yeah, exactly.
I think what our viewers should do, if you're a conservative and you agree with our show and what we're saying, send it to your liberal friends. Tell them, hey, send hate mail, do what you got to do, but watch it. That's the most important part. We're in a
Not just
dangerous
that.
situation.
You gotta teach your friends. Teach, even if you don't see on this side of the aisle, we're not agreeing. You need to teach them how to stock up on food, stock up on water, stock up on survival stuff. Because if shit hits a fan, FEMA's not going to come to help.
Nope. Well,
You got to be able to survive.
FEMA's going to come and take your guns.
There won't be enough FEMA. there will be too much. There'll be
That's why
too
I
many.
stocked up on ammo.
But it'll probably be the United Nations or something.
Well,
The
you saw a
UN
few years ago here when they started staging the United Nations trucks here.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, this is all a planned attack. It's not coincidental, brother.
Nope, it's not. Nothing's coincidental.
Oh, I tell you, so for the Dan and Brandon show, here's what we're gonna say. And we're about to cut off here in a minute, but here's what we're gonna say. Share it with your conservative friends, yeah. But it's more important your liberal friends see what we're saying. And tell them not only do we welcome hate mail, the only caveat is if you're going to make negative comments or you're going to send hate mail, it's that you come on the show and defend your position. I think that's fair, don't you, Brandon?
Yeah, defend your position. Have some way of backing up your claims. You know, don't just go straight to it's racist or is this or is that, you know, have facts. You know, we'll have facts, you have facts, and we can talk about this man to man, man to woman, whatever, and we'll be fair. We will be fair.
Brandon, no. Now it's non-birthing person to birthing person. Oh,
forget.
Brandon, you're gonna get us kicked off YouTube. It's non-birthing person to birthing person now. Ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous.
Oh, it is what it is.
All right, Brandon, you want to do the sign off?
Yeah, I want to say thank you everybody for coming to watch our show. Please like and subscribe. Check us out. Watch our other videos. And you know what? Don't forget to stock up. Get prepared. If you ever have questions, me and Dan would be more than willing to help you to get prepared, get safe, because things are happening, and you don't want to be unprepared.
And the most important thing, like, subscribe, and share. Share especially with your liberal friends. Tell them to hate us. We want them to, as long as they watch. All righty. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you, Brandon.
Appreciate